Hello, everyone. My name is Carrie, and I'm one of the counselors here at Directions Employee Assistance Program. We are your EAP that is provided through your company. It is a prepaid benefit for counseling that is available to you as the employee, as well as your spouse or significant other and eligible dependents. So today I want to welcome you to a new series that we are putting together. It's going to be a number of short videos on a number of topics, and the name of the series is Mental Health Matters. We strongly believe that mental health matters, and I'm sure that throughout the last few months and couple of years, you're aware that mental health has become a very growing need, something that we're hearing more and more about. Mental health is incredibly important. It's a huge part of our overall health and very closely related to physical health. So the series is going to be a number of short videos on a number of different topics, but today's is going to start out with a title of, is it okay to reach out to a counselor? We all know that there have been a growing number of Americans experiencing mental health symptoms, as well as Nebraskans. And there's been a lot of talk about statistics. I don't know how familiar you are with NAMI. This is the National Alliance of Mental Illness. I want to share just some what I think are pretty startling numbers as to why counseling is needed for the greater good of a lot of people. 257,000 adults in Nebraska have a mental health condition. That can be something that runs the gamut of it's a stressor that we're struggling with, all the way to depression, anxiety, diagnosis of a clinical disorder. 1 in 6 youth aged 6 to 17 experience a mental health disorder each year. More than half, and I'm sure it's way more than half, of Americans have reported that COVID-19 had a negative impact on their mental health, which is, I think, why we have heard so much more in recent months about the high need for mental health services. In February of 2021, just a little over a year ago, almost 34% of adults, this 1 in 3 of adults in Nebraska, reported symptoms of anxiety and depression. Again, stress is probably the most common reason that people might reach out to the EAP. Basic life stuff, situations that we find ourselves in that we don't really know how to handle or what to do and need to talk to somebody. But anxiety and depression often co-occur and are a big struggle for lots and lots of folks. And again, following the pandemic, the isolation, a lot of unknowns in the last couple of years. I think the most concerning one there too, to me, is more than half of people with a mental health condition in the United States did not receive any treatment in the last year. This is a concern because many people might not have access to mental health treatment, might not have insurance, might not know where to call or how to even start the process. So again, I want to mention that through your employer, you have the Employee Assistance Program, and our basic benefit through the EAP is counseling. And I know that there is that stigma of whether or not it's okay to reach out to a counselor. When I think about that question, I don't know what the assumption might be about counselors. Maybe it's the counseling is the stigma, but we are just average people. We are just ordinary people trying to help you and others deal with extraordinary situations. We have bachelor's degrees, typically, maybe master's degrees, to be licensed mental health practitioners. We are not psychiatrists who can prescribe medications. We are there to listen. We are not, hopefully not, scary people to come and talk to. We're just like you, kind of struggling with life. But I want to make sure I give you a little more information, I guess, specifically about overcoming that stigma, because we know it is still there. Counseling really is a useful tool that can help people develop coping skills, process emotions and feelings. But for some, the negative stigma that surrounds therapy is a major deterrent in seeking help. Despite a growing awareness of the benefits of counseling for people of all backgrounds and situations in life, this negative perception still makes some people hesitant about giving counseling a try. However, concerns about how counseling is viewed should not, I hope not, deter you from taking the empowering step forward in your life. If you want to pursue addressing challenges in your life through counseling, consider taking the following steps. First of all, recognize that a person is not crazy if they access counseling. We have to recognize that crazy is not a word that really applies in any situation, or other words that may be tempted to be used to describe ourselves or anybody else. Hopefully, we have an open mind and can put aside the stereotypes that we've seen in pop culture. These preconceived ideas can be very damaging in and of themselves. Counseling is a process that involves reflection, exploring insights, and implementing choices. Everyone's experience is different, and the number of sessions that you participate in is not an indicator of how well you are doing. Some folks may come into the EAP and one session is enough. They come to vent and process, get some ideas and thoughts and encouragement, and they feel better. Some might use up to 6 sessions. That is how many are offered through your EAP. Some may use 3, 4, or 5. Everyone's experience is different. Everyone's life experience and counseling journeys are simply different, and the number of sessions really doesn't matter. Some folks might even attend counseling for months, and that's okay. Whatever is needed is what we want to provide. See the wisdom in asking for help. If you're ready to seek counseling to address whatever challenges you are facing, don't be embarrassed. In fact, you should be congratulated for having the wisdom and the strength to ask for help. After all, if someone were feeling physically ill and went to see their doctor, you wouldn't think that that action made that person weak. Seeking help is not something to be ashamed of, but instead is an important step toward improving your quality of life. We need to avoid letting the opinions of others create self-doubt or shame in our life. Whether you are seeking counseling to sort through feelings of stress or anxiety, or aiming to address a clinical mental health condition, recognize that obtaining professional assistance in overcoming these challenges is an important step. Realize that you're not alone. One of the fastest ways to erase the stigma associated with counseling is to realize that you're not alone. You may not realize just how common it is to seek some sort of professional help, whether it is to work on a relationship or to process through a childhood trauma. 20% of the population experiences a mental disorder. Behavioral disorders really have been predicted to surpass physical diseases globally. 2 out of 5 people don't just worry occasionally, they worry every day. The bottom line is that no matter why you might access counseling, it's likely that many others, perhaps even those in your own social circle, are in the same boat. Isolating yourself because you think you are the odd one out is not only harmful, but it's simply false. Start with yourself. If you want to help eliminate the stigma surrounding counseling, start with changing your own view. By having a healthy outlook of your own situation and goals in your therapy process, you will be able to speak more openly about it with others. While you do not need to share the personal details of your sessions, you also do not need to hide the fact that you are going to counseling from family or friends. You may even be able to find opportunities to help educate others. We have that happen a lot. There are the internal commercials when someone might share with a coworker or friend that they're struggling with something. That person might say, "Hey, have you called the EAP? I used it once and I found it very helpful." That's a very powerful statement. when you're ready, if you're ready to share. Ultimately, your own view of yourself is more important than what others think. If you believe your counseling to be useful to you, that's what matters. Therapy is a powerful tool for overcoming challenges and improving your life. And I, as a counselor, would not have my job if I didn't believe that talking helps. People tell us that all the time, and often in the first session. Your employer would not provide this benefit if they didn't support its use. It's important to know that besides counseling, we offer some additional benefits that are related to substance abuse and addiction, as well as legal and financial resources. I also want to stress to you that not only is this a free benefit for you to use because it's prepaid, but it's also confidential. You can tell anybody you want to, if you want to, that you use the benefit. We cannot tell any of the companies who uses the benefit. We only provide statistical information on a quarterly and annual basis. So we want to make sure that you know you have this benefit. It's very easy to access. It just starts with making a phone call. We are able to see people in person, by phone, or virtually here in our office. We also have additional resources in your area if that should be what you want to do. Call us, please, and let us know how we can help. Talking helps and mental health matters. Please call and let us know how we can help you. And stay tuned. We're going to be providing some more of these mental health matters videos on a variety of different topics. But today's was, is it okay to reach out to a counselor? And I hope you will find that it is more than okay. We want you to do so. Please let us help. Thanks.